You've heard environmentalists talk about the sustainable forest. Well, now there's the sustainable restaurant. And one group is using an unusual tactic and Vancouverites' love of sushi to promote the idea. Environment reporter Lisa Johnson has more.
Sushi lovers in Vancouver have a lot of options. But very little of the maki and nigiri we eat features fish that's caught without depleting the stocks. This young campaigner has been hitting the streets to change that.
One, I love sushi, and I'm always thinking about, well, what are the choices here? What's sustainable, what's not? Good,
She's talked to more than a dozen sushi shops in the West End.
Good to see you again.
She doesn't scold or petition. Instead, she's offering paying customers to the greenest bidder.
We have a huge mob of people willing to spend money at your restaurant if you're willing to commit a percentage of your day's revenue to making your restaurant more environmentally sustainable.
You may have heard of something called a flash mob before. People, usually young and tech-savvy, are summoned by online social networks to gather at a certain time and place. In this case, organizers want to harness that mob for a purpose, to throw consumer support behind a business going green.
This strategy started with the so-called carrot mob in San Francisco. Their chosen business had a lineup of customers around the block and 4 times its normal revenues for the day. Since then, carrot mobs have sprung up around the world. The winning bid for Vancouver's mob is Sushi Bento Express on Robson. The owner says Jubinville opened his eyes to sustainable seafood.
After she talked to me, I went on the internet, I did a little bit of research myself, and I learned a lot of stuff. There's a lot to learn about it.
Now he's committed to adding a new option to the menu that meets the standards set by the Seafood Watch Consumer Guide, and to label the sustainable options. And on November 20th, when the mob is summoned, he's pledged 31% of his revenues to greening the restaurant. Lisa Johnson, CBC News, Vancouver.